Poppy, what is going on, brother?
What's up, man? How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm still shaking off the sleepies, but it's okay.
Yeah, I came in today and you were just like aimlessly like staring. I was like, "You good, brother?"
Yeah. No. Sleepy's been hitting hard lately, but it's okay because we're coming up on a long weekend, so it all makes it okay.
Yes. Sarah and I will be we're going camping this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Glamping, I guess, if depending on how serious you take camping.
Well,
We'll be in a tent, but we'll have some amenities. We're not winging it. That's for damn sure.
right? Not like naked and afraid type shit.
Yeah, we're not going naked and afraid. It's nothing like that.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy. I don't know if I would make it.
I wouldn't.
I don't know if I could do naked and afraid. I'll be honest about it.
No, I couldn't do it. I'd be too insecure about my body.
I don't give a shit about that. You're just
I do.
ass naked out there in the wilderness.
Look good, feel good, right?
I 100% agree. Yeah. I preach it all the time. Look good, smell good, feel good.
Right. If you don't think you look good, you're not going to succeed.
I don't really give a shit. It is what it is. But this past weekend had my my Ryder Cup golf tournament. That was a lot of fun.
Yep, you were telling me about that.
Fell a little bit short. Did not win. We lost 11-13 in points as a team. So we were right there. We lost. I was paired up with Reno on Saturday. We lost 2-1. We lost the front 9, won the back 9, but lost the total strokes by 2.
Mm-hmm.
We lost 84-82. So it's not that we played bad. The team we played just played good. So I can't be too mad at that. Like I'll never be mad if I play well, but the other person was better. That just is what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
can't really do too much about it at that point.
But then day 2 came alive in the nighttime.
There you
We
go.
tied the front 9. It was me and my buddy Cody that I went to school with. Haven't seen him in a while, so it was nice to ride with him, catch up with him,
Sure.
and talk with him. He's doing well, but we tied the front 9. Had some things going on hole number 9. Pissed me off. I'll say it. I'll admit it.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at him. I was like, all right, I'm turning up on the back 9 now. Back 9's ours. We're not losing it. We're gonna beat their ass.
Tiger Woods shit.
Tiger Woods shit. It was like the MJ meme when he's like, at that point it became personal.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like myself challenging myself.
Sure.
Like it was just like I'm a competitor. I love competing. We're out there to have fun, but there was money involved. So I'm like, I am taking this personal. Like
don't fuck with my money. It's simple. I think we've talked about it before on the podcast. Don't fuck with my money.
Yeah, I was like, at that point it became personal. I was like, I have to win this.
Yeah.
Like the competitive side of me has to win it. We ended up winning. We won the back 9. We beat them by 9 strokes. Like I said, I was like, dude, I'm turning up. We're gonna win. We're gonna beat their ass. We beat their ass. We won 2.5 to a half point. So we helped the team out. Team fell a little short though.
That's all right.
It is what it is. I think everybody had fun. It was all friendly competition, like
For the most part.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Till the back 9 when Holman decided he was like, all right,
An angry little elf.
I'm an angry elf. But like I said, for the most part, it was all friendly competition. I had a lot of fun. I think everybody had a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm just a competitor and I hate losing. So like,
Yeah. Naturally.
I'm not going to just like roll over and let it happen.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's all that is.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing personal towards anybody. I do not like losing.
Right. No, I understand that.
Had fun though.
That's what's up.
I got sunburnt.
I can tell you got a little color.
Yeah, well, I got like a line right here where my sunglasses were.
Yeah.
They were giving me shit for it at work yesterday. They're like, I can see where your sunglasses were. I was like, well, and they're like laughing. I was like, well, there was 2 options. I wear sunglasses and I can see, but I have a line on my face. Or I don't wear sunglasses. I don't have a line, but I can't see shit.
Look, it doesn't like We've all been there.
Everybody, you get lines on your face. Like, you don't go to the
It
beach and just
happens.
raw dog the beach. Like, you
Right.
just don't wear
It-
not wear
it-
sunglasses.
It fucking happens. There are times where I'll forget to turn my hat around and I wear my hat backwards, and there's like a burn spot like right here.
Yeah, it happens. I've been there,
Yeah.
done that too.
It happens to the best of us, for real. When I was bald, it looked worse. Now it doesn't look as bad. It just looks like I got like a little dirt spot on the front of my forehead.
Dirt spot
Yeah, looks like I fell like forehead first into like a pile of dirt.
stained you.
Exactly. Yeah.
God bless. A little wood stain up there. Just
Pretty much. That's what it looks like. It looks like there's like a little bit of like stain that you paint on a countertop, like on my forehead.
kind of like kind of like when like the girls like fill in their eyebrows. You just took like a little marker and like colored it in there.
Pretty much, except it's like a little bit more prominent.
Dang.
Cause I tan well.
You do get a pretty good tan. I do not. Like, I spent, dude, Saturday was fucking, oh my God, longest round of golf ever.
I believe it.
6-hour round of golf.
That's insane.
There was a group of older Asian Americans in front of us, and they played the slowest golf in the world. I'm not gonna lie, I hit right into them on purpose one time. I was like a warning shot. We were on hole number, I believe, 15. It's that par 5 I told you about. On Sunday, I buried a pitching wedge from like 143 yards out, landed like a foot and a half from the hole. Well, we were teeing off on that hole on Saturday. It's a long par 5. Like, you know what? Driver's just not in the bag today on Saturday. Just put it away. We'll tee up a 3-wood. We'll get it down there. And
Ripped it better than the driver.
I piped this thing right at him. Right fucking at him.
Good.
This thing bounced probably 20 yards short of them and rolled underneath their cart. They just turned around and looked at us. I'm like, go!
Yeah, like pick up the pace.
Then, so they're just standing there waiting, by the way.
For what?
No fucking clue.
Okay.
They were the slowest group.
Mm.
Like, even the girl at the bar, like, we went in at the turn to go get drinks. And, well, the 3 people I was playing with, I did not because I'm not drinking. But they were like, are you guys in Brian and Jordy's group? We're like, yeah. They're like, you guys are just now getting to the turn? We're like, yeah. She's like, that's insane.
Yeah.
So, like, the clubhouse recognizes.
Yeah.
So I hit right into him. I didn't care. Here comes this other, like, this other cart with 2 of them in it, like, off from the side. I'm like, where the fuck were you guys?
Right. Like, at some point, like, wouldn't you think that, like, a course marshal will, like, go out and be like, you gotta pick up the pace?
I don't know what was going. Normally, Quail Valley does have that. Like, I've been out there and they've had course marshals out there. They had the cart girl riding around. They have the starter, everything like that. But from what I've seen is Quail Valley runs a tee time every 8 minutes because they want more money. The more tee times they can offer, the more money they make.
Right, of course.
Most courses run like 12 to 14 minutes in between tee times. They're every 8 minutes. They can squeeze you in there, but you're going to be waiting more.
Right, so, like, with that 8 minute, like, every 8 minutes that you're having somebody go in there, you kind of expect people to play with, like, a faster pace.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the expectation. And, like, if you've played, like, I haven't played golf in I don't know how long. I knew that about Quail Valley. So, like, knowing where you're playing, having the awareness of, like, okay, we're going to Quail Valley, so
It's a nicer course
it's a nicer course.
for the Carroll County, like Mason-Dixon area.
Right, I shouldn't be playing slow as molasses. I should probably, like, put some pep in my step today.
Yeah, we're not playing like Gettysburg what's the famous one at Gettysburg? I always want to call it Gettysburg National, but that's not it.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, the Lynx at Gettysburg. Don't know why that was on so loud.
That's right.
The Lynx at Gettysburg, or even like Ocean Pines or something like that in Ocean City.
Right.
Like, we're not playing like a top class golf course,
Right.
but it's a nicer golf course in the area, and there is a little bit of an expectation. Like you can wear like a t-shirt like this, and you'd be fine.
To most golf courses in the Carroll County area.
You could wear this to Quail. I could get away with this at Quail.
Yeah.
Because this is a nicer like athletic t-shirt.
Right.
But like you couldn't just wear like a cutoff.
Right.
I could go play a cutoff at Cedar Ridge.
Right.
They wouldn't give a shit.
Mm-mm.
But I could wear this. Like, these are like athletic shorts, they're not golf shorts. This is fine. They wouldn't have an issue with this. It's a nicer course.
Yeah.
There are some courses that are like, hey, you have to have golf shoes and proper attire. You can't play here.
Right.
Yeah, they were so slow. I piped the 3-wood right into them. Like, the guys in my group were like, fuck it, who cares? They're like, hit into him. I'm like, all right. So I tee my ball up. They're like, wait, are you actually going to do it? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to fucking do it. They started laughing. Pink! Eric coach are like, oh my God, he actually did it. They're like, Wes, that's going right at him. I'm like, wasn't that the point?
Yeah. Like, I'm just not hitting the ball out here willy nilly. Like, I have some sense about what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I don't care. Dude, it was to a point. There was 4 groups of us. So there was 8 on each team. We got to the 4th tee box on Saturday. I'm like, damn, dude, I should have brought a football out here. I was like, we could have ran a full-on, like, 12-on-12 game.
Yeah, you could have.
I was like, or we could have played, like, 6-on-6 out here. Like, shit.
Yeah.
And
7-on-7 with a sub.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, we were all standing there on the tee box waiting because the group in front of us was taking so long. Like, they would take so long. They would take, like, the one guy, we counted it, 8 practice swings before every hit just to chunk it, but also still hosel shank it at the same time. So it would only go 10 feet.
Right.
But it'd go straight to the right.
That's so funny.
It was the most frustrating thing. I'm like, damn, I should have brought a football. And I thought about it too on Saturday. I was like, man, I should bring a football. It'd be fun, waiting in the tee box, whatever.
Here's the thing. Like, if a group in front of you is taking a while, but they have some skill to them, it's like, okay, it's not really that big of a deal. Because, yes, while they are taking a while, they're able to put some distance between you and your group.
Yeah, they're going to hit the ball 100 yards every time. You're fine.
Right. At minimum, they can hit in the 100 yards every single time if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're going slow and you suck, yeah, that's, like,
frustrating.
That's very frustrating, yeah.
Sunday, I brought a football. We used it on that same tee box on Sunday. Reno and I were just playing catch.
Just for tradition?
Just for S's and G's.
That's funny.
Yeah, we did it. No, I'm not kidding about it. Wish I could tell you I was lying.
That's funny.
Had a blast doing it, though.
Well, that's what's up. This past Saturday was Steph's mom's birthday, so we went to her house and had a little gathering there.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, just low-key weekend, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy? Love it.
Yeah. No episode last Friday, of course.
Yeah, we gotta...
sorry, not sorry about that.
We gotta talk about that.
Okay.
Friday. We got in here.
So here's what's going on with that, okay? NBA 2K was on sale on the PlayStation Store for $20. This guy who I watch on YouTube, he does like rebuilds on 2K. I think it's funny. It's entertaining to see what happens.
It's fun to do.
It's fun to do. So I had been doing one with the Wizards I was going on. I deleted it because I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I don't care anymore. I was going on year, I think 21 when I finally deleted it.
Good Lord.
Yeah, but like you and I went through 10 years. Friday. I've been doing it 3 days. So like 7 years a day, give or take.
Yeah.
But I guess I was like finishing up a game or something or another when you came over Friday and you said, "All right, just back out of this. Let's do one real quick." And then it turned into the whole 10-year thing, and now we're fully fucking invested, and it's just this.
Yeah. So Friday we're here.
We even did it before we recorded today.
Friday we're here. We go get some lunch, some Chick-fil-A. Hit all the right notes.
Yeah.
Got some caffeine. We come up here and we're getting set, but we're like, let's rebuild a team real quick. So we're going through. We pick the era. We pick the Jordan era.
That's a nice thing about the new 2K. You can pick like a different time to start in, so it's not like the modern day NBA every single time. So you can start back in the 80s and you can go draft Michael Jordan. You start in the 90s during when Shaquille O'Neal got drafted in 91.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's 2002, 2003 when LeBron got drafted, and then it goes to the modern day, which I want to say is the one after the Luka draft. So 2019, I believe, is when the next one is.
Okay. All right.
So that's how it goes. You can start in like it's not just like we're just like willy-nilly out here with like a bunch of randomly generated players now at this point. Like everything's like it's all the realistic draft classes and everything like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we don't have 3 Kevin Durants in the league at one time.
Right.
That always confuses the shit out of me. Definitely done that before.
Like, this one's so weird. On the guy who I watch, I normally watch when I'm driving back and forth from Steph's because he makes long videos. Because
Okay.
he does it for a while. He's in depth with it. Knicks fan. He's a funny guy. But there was one episode where he saw Chet Holmgren Jr. and he was black. So if you don't know who Chet Holmgren is, he was the number 2 overall. Number 2 or number 3? He was a top 3 pick last year in the NBA draft from Gonzaga. Chet Holmgren is white.
He's about 7 foot, 180 pounds, soaking wet, and
So-
albino.
So was the other guy. He's like
Same build, but darker.
7 foot, $195, but he was black. Not to say Chet Holmgren couldn't have a black son, but it was just it was unexpected to see.
It was kind of like the Legends draft for Madden. Remember that? Like white Ray Lewis,
Right,
black Ben Roethlisberger.
where the guy literally just took every single superstar from the NFL that he can think of and just put them, assigned them to a player that was already generated from the draft.
Yeah, he Brian Urlacher was black, Ray Lewis was white, Michael Vick was white, Ben Roethlisberger was black, and it was just like
everything about them was true except for the fact that
their skin color.
right.
That was it.
It really threw me off the first time where I was running away from Terrell Suggs, who was literally as white as could be.
As white as I am. I'm
Yeah.
very white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Anyway, back to 2K. We decided there's really not a lot going on in sports right now. But we're having a ton of fun rebuilding the Seattle Supersonics, which is ultimately the team that we chose. We messed around, won 3 championships on Friday, won another 2 today.
Yeah.
We are a 5-time NBA champion. We just did the 2004 draft.
Coming up on it now.
Okay, 2003. Yeah. Okay, so we're coming up to 2004.
I mean, we just got to a point where we're like, this is a lot of fun. And then I looked at the time, it was 5 o'clock, and I'm like, we're not gonna fucking record today.
Yeah, we're gonna make a choice, and it's got to be right now. We got to be all right, we got to turn this off. 5 minutes, 5:05, we're recording.
Yeah, I think I literally said to Holman, I'm like, yeah, just go ahead and send a tweet out. We're not recording today.
So it did.
Yeah.
Did Tyler ever get back to you? Did he see that?
No.
Oh man,
He might have, but he didn't text me anything about it.
I was really looking forward to Tyler's reaction to that tweet.
Yeah, so that was what happened Friday. There was stuff to talk about Friday. A lot of it we're going to cover today as well.
It just wasn't anything juicy.
Nope.
Nothing
too crazy. I mean, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals hadn't even started yet. Or game 2 was about to start. Yeah, game 2 was about to start because game 4 is tonight. They've been going off and on, off and on.
Yeah.
West, east, west, east, west, east.
Mm-hmm.
West, east. That's 4. That's all that's going tonight.
Yep.
But anyway, basketball talk.
Let's do it.
Let's get right into it. Last night, Los Angeles Lakers sent packing by the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets going to their first ever NBA Finals, sweep the Lakers 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the outcome that I expected. I told you I think the Lakers win it in 6 early on. That was my guess. Even after game 1, I was like, you know what?
It's one game.
It's one game. And you know what? The Lakers played them very, very well. In game 1, I was like, you know what? I still feel confident in this team. Then they went down 2-0, and I'm like, okay. All right. I was like, hey, you know what? With LeBron James, let them go back to LA. They win 2 straight. Series is tied up 2-2.
Right.
Going back to Denver with the momentum. They could steal game 5
Right.
and then back in LA for 6. I'm like, I'm not saying it's not likely, but it could happen. Let them get that momentum.
For sure.
Then they lost game 3, and I'm like,
This is done. Lost game 3. Bad.
yeah, got their shit cracked. I was like, yeah, you know what? No, it's over. No one's ever come back from 3-0. LeBron came back from 3-1, and that was super impressive. No one's ever coming back from 3-0.
We did in 2K.
We did in 2K in the finals. Yes, we did.
We were down 3-0 to Atlanta. Came back and won.
Shout out us.
But that's a video game,
It was
right?
a video game.
You know,
Right.
This is real life. You know, the Nuggets had so much momentum heading into game 4, and it was close.
You know
It
what?
was
That
really close.
That was. I don't even know if I could say Denver won that game. I think LA lost it.
Well, let's see.
LeBron had an all-time performance, 40 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, damn near a 40-point triple-double. He was shooting the three very, very well early on in the game. He had like 30 at half.
Yeah.
He was going crazy. Something happened. I don't know what happened in the locker room at halftime, but they came out in the third quarter and just decided,
Got outscored by 20.
hey, we're not going to run the offense through LeBron James anymore. I don't know why. I was talking to Reno and Brandon, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, LeBron was the focal point of the offense in the first half. He took the game over.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 4 of 4 from 3. Granted, one of them, he wasn't even trying to shoot it. He was trying to throw a lob to, I think it was Hachimura. He threw it over the head, like it was an overhead pass. Just right in the bucket. Like, just buried it. 3-pointer. I'm like, wow. Okay. I was like, I can see how this game is going to go. Good luck, Denver.
Yeah.
They didn't need it because, like, Jokic threw up 2 Hail Marys that fucking went.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Murray threw up, like, a Hail Mary. I'll be honest. There was a lot of Hail Marys in this series from Denver. Like, Jokic, at the end of, I think it was game 2 or game 3, he threw one up at the end of at the buzzer going off, buried it. Saw Jamal Murray do it a few times, buried it. Jokic did it twice last night, buried it. But I also saw Jokic do one last night that hit the top of the backboard.
Yeah.
But I've seen LeBron throw up a few Hail Marys too. This was just the Nuggets year. Like, I'll say it. They were the better team. They were more athletic. They're younger, fresher, more energy. Like, LeBron was just gassed. Anthony Davis, I'm going to say it. I don't care what the stat line says. He was pathetic in game 4.
21 and 14.
Pathetic.
6 of 15 shooting. Didn't shoot a 3. 9 of 10 from the stripe. 1 steal, 3 blocks.
I'll be honest. Like, I know that stat line looks good. Anthony Davis and LeBron James look like they switched bodies for a night. Like, Anthony Davis was good in high energy and spurts, where LeBron was like pedal to the metal the entire game. There's no reason that at 38 years old in year 20, LeBron should be the highest energy guy on the team.
Well, he knows the gravity of the situation. He knows that if he doesn't get it done tonight, there is no tomorrow.
I get that because he's been, like we just said, year 20. Anthony Davis, you won a championship. Bubble year. You've been there. You've done it.
But Anthony Davis has never been on the verge of elimination in a conference finals game like this. Like, Anthony Davis has never gone this far and been this down bad.
But, like, my thing is Anthony Davis is what? Probably like year 11, year 12 in the NBA, something like that. There's no excuse for that. Like, you're in the NBA. You've been there before. Like, you know that it fucking ramps up.
How long has he been in the NBA? I don't think it's been that long. 2012 he got drafted. So 11 years.
There we go. You know that it ramps up in the finals. You know that it ramps up in the playoffs. Like, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Like, LeBron was the best player on that court last night. And they decided in the third quarter, we're not going to run the offense through him anymore. Guess what? The fourth quarter came back around. They started coming back into it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but they just were like, all right, you know what? No, we're not going to do that anymore.
The Lakers just don't have the supporting cast that Denver does. That's all it came down to. I mean, majority of the year it's been the LeBron and Anthony Davis show.
Yeah.
You know, the Nuggets, Jokic, Murray, Gordon, Porter, all those guys played over 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura played 40 minutes as well. But if you look at if you look at those lists, and then even Schroeder played 38, KCP played 39, right? So starting wise, they all played pretty even minutes. But yeah, LeBron's on one side, but I would much rather have the more consistency out of Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr. and KCP as opposed to Anthony Davis, who this is also excluding Jokic because he's by far the best player on that Nuggets team, right? But I would rather have that supporting cast than Anthony Davis, who could give me 50 any night.
Yeah, 100%.
Austin Reeves, you don't know what you're going to get. Dennis Schroeder, Rui.
Like I said in the chat last night with Brandon and Reno, There's something about Jokic that pisses me off. And I think I pinpointed it. It's the fact that he's not athletic at all, and yet he somehow does athletic shit.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off. Because, like, you watch him play basketball, and you watch, like, Dwight Howard was so dominant for years. He was a physical specimen. Nobody was built like him in the league.
No.
Even Anthony Davis, when he came in, built. Like, he was built different. LeBron, built in a lab.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look at some of these guys, and then there's just, like...
Jokic literally looks like he was built at a McDonald's.
Yes. Like, my man looks like his pregame, like, meal is like an entire pepperoni pizza and, like, 2 McDoubles.
But then he'll go out and give you 30, 14, and 13.
I mean, he drops that. And,
Right.
like, you watch him run up the court, and he's galloping like a fucking horse with 3 legs.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a horse broke his leg and, like, galloping up the horse. Like,
But he just finds a way to always get it done.
he's like, he's, like, just so unorthodox that it works.
Right.
It's kind of like George Kittle. Like, you ever watch George Kittle play? It's kind of unorthodox, but it fucking works.
Yeah.
Although George Kittle's funny.
Yeah.
So I don't mind George Kittle. I watched Jokic last night take his blocking arm and go like that to LeBron to push him off. Got called for the foul, and he's like, "What?" I was like, that was very clearly a foul there. This is not gonna go well. I gotta plug my computer in.
Just mute your mic. It's good. I got it for a minute. But, it's when you have a guy like Jokic putting up 30, 14, and 13, it's tough for the rest of it. Number one, it's tough to stop Jokic in general, right? And then you have 2 other guys on Denver's team scoring 25, or really Aaron Gordon scored 22, but 20 plus. It's just tough for a Lakers team to try and match up with that. I mean, a guy who they're really big on there or were really big on in LA was Jared Vanderbilt, defensive guy. Why wouldn't he get more minutes if you're seeing 3 guys on one team go for 20 plus? I mean, I just think, like, what's his name? DeMar Ham. The name of the coach of the Lakers?
Darvin Ham.
Darvin Ham. I said DeMar. He's been, like, in the Memphis series and in the Golden State series, he did so good at doing those halftime adjustments, but where were they now?
Well, he did. He pulled D'Lo out of the starting lineup. Put Schroeder in.
He should have. D'Angelo Russell played horribly.
Yeah, terrible.
LeBron last night scored more than D'Angelo Russell scored in this entire series.
Yeah, doesn't shock me. Yeah, I mean, the Lakers have a lot of questions on what they're going to do with that team. I mean, do they trade for Kyrie and get that star point guard that they're looking for? Do they move off of Anthony Davis?
Well, Kyrie is a free agent this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. I'm saying, like,
do
they go get him?
We said trade. That's why I wanted to clear that up. They wouldn't have to trade for him.
I think. Well, they might have to sign and trade.
Well, fair.
That might be how that has to work, like, financially.
Fair.
Might have to be like a sign and trade.
Okay. Fair enough.
Do they trade Anthony Davis? Is Rui on the way out? Like, do they get rid of him? Do they trade Austin Reeves? Who knows? Like, can they even trade those guys? I have no idea. Like, do they bring them back? Do they let them walk? D'Angelo Russell? Like, the Lakers have a lot of questions on what they're going to do with the future of that team.
Yeah, I think they know that this next year is their last year. Because LeBron has openly said that he wants to play with Bronny.
Yeah.
His son. LeBron James Jr. will be enrolling at USC next year. Hope he's playing basketball there. So if all goes well, which, judging by what a lot of people say about Bronny and his game, it translates really, really well to the NBA, possibly as a lottery pick. Playing at USC against higher competition, who knows? It could go even higher from there. So if you see that as LeBron has 40-some-odd million left on his deal this year, and then another 50 for a player option next year. Number one, you'd be dumb to decline a player option for $50 million, whether you want to play or not. $50 million in a year, that's insane.
Right.
That's beside the point. But I don't think the Lakers will be able to get Bronny. So LeBron has even expressed, like I said, that he wants to play with his son in the NBA, which has never been done before.
Right.
So I think the Lakers know and understand this next upcoming year will be their last year. with this core right now. So I don't think Anthony Davis goes anywhere unless they get like a package they cannot refuse. But then again, what is a package like? How many players are there in the NBA that are tradable that are better than Anthony Davis? That's a very, very small list.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get one individual player that gives you what Anthony Davis can give you. I want to emphasize that.
Yeah.
But there's packages out there where it's kind of like the Moneyball effect, where you're like, all right, well, these 2 or 3 players can give us what he can give us.
But and then another thing to think of, who's a team that has those type of assets that could make a move for Anthony Davis? That's another thing, because I don't think you have to have the money to work.
There's 3 teams that come to mind.
Okay, let me hear.
The Bulls.
That makes too much sense for Anthony Davis is from Chicago. Makes too much sense. So,
yeah.
Okay.
The Celtics.
Interesting.
And the Warriors.
Okay, so I think the Bulls out of those 3 makes the most sense.
I'll put a 4th one. Portland.
Anthony Simons in the 3rd pick.
Dame.
Oh man, I don't even know if that would work financially.
I have no idea. I'm off the dome here. Have done no research. Have no idea. But like the whole like Dame and Portland thing seems like very shaky.
Yeah.
Right now. So like I don't know.
Let's see here. Let's see how this would work out.
Were you trying to land on Boston trade?
That was just a default one that popped up.
Oh, okay, I guess probably the first 2. Let's see. I know Anthony Davis is set to make a shit ton of money. Get out of here. Get.
Yeah, move.
Get out of here, idiot.
I just want to check this trade. Successful.
Just straight up.
That's interesting. Let's see. Here's what it says. This is according to basketball.realgm.com. Due to the Lakers being under the cap and choosing to invoke the cap room rule, the Lakers could not go over the cap by more than $100,000 of a post-trade team salary, which did happen here. Due to Portland being under the salary cap and choosing to invoke the post... So, I mean, it works, I think, financially, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea either. Like,
so I mean,
Chicago does make sense though.
Yeah, Chicago makes the most sense. I gotta pull up what they can offer. Chicago. Let's see here. I mean, I guess the Sunmu makes sense. I don't know. I would have to look into it more.
Yeah, we're not worried about that too much right now.
Yeah.
But those are some options that just come to mind right at the top. Could potentially make a move for Anthony Davis. Like, they might call and just be like, hey, what are you guys thinking? You bringing him back? Maybe they're just making calls, right? Like, Dallas is probably going to make some calls. There's going to be some teams around the league that make calls. Atlanta probably would. Most teams are probably going to call about Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And if you're the Lakers, I think you have to at least
listen.
Him. You got to at least listen. You got to take them.
Yeah, see what they can offer. I mean, Kyrie to the Lakers, that does make a lot of sense. You know, it can just be like, hey, Kyrie, 1 year, come on. You, Bron, AD. Let's go out and try to win a ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think you can get Kyrie to buy in for a year. If LeBron had a player option this year, I think it would make a lot more sense because he could just decline it and then re-up.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree. Let's see if he doesn't retire.
Yeah. according to Dave McMenamin, interviewing LeBron and having conversations close to him after the series, LeBron is seriously contemplating whether or not this is going to be his final year or not.
I also saw a report that said LeBron said, "I still think I'm better than 90% of the league,
If not
95.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's necessarily wrong. His average numbers are better than most role players.
Yeah, very true. And one thing that I will say is, a few years ago, if LeBron's given you almost a 40-point triple-double in the playoffs, your team is winning.
Yes.
Your team is winning. The rest of the NBA is caught up talent-wise to what LeBron can do.
It
took 20 years.
You're right.
It took 20 years for that to happen, but the rest of the NBA is caught up talent-wise to what LeBron can do. The fact of the matter is LeBron can't do this on his own anymore.
No, LeBron has to be the number 2 option for a championship team, which I didn't think we'd ever say that.
I'll say this. I don't think he has to be the number 2. I just think it has to be like a 1A, 1B. Like a Kobe Shaq type of situation. There was no number 2, it was 1A, 1B. Maybe early on it was Shaq, but Kobe caught up and then it was 1A, 1B.
Well, I think the problem is in the NBA, like look at the Nuggets. That is a very well-balanced team.
Yeah.
Like, what Jokic can't do well, Jamal Murray does well. What KCP doesn't do well, Michael Porter Jr. does well. And, like, so on and so forth. Like, the whole team, like Jokic and Jamal Murray and that pick-and-roll handoff, disgusting.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray on the handoff, he could pop it right there. He could dribble to the basket. He could also dish it to Jokic. It's disgusting. You have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah, and then, I mean, when you look at a team like the Lakers, it's Anthony Davis and LeBron James do very similar things.
Yeah, I mean...
And the roster's so top-heavy salary-wise that you have to play guys like Rui, Schroeder. I mean, D'Angelo Russell came off the fucking bench.
Right.
Like your team is so top heavy, you can't afford to have that balance.
Yeah, and like the Nuggets, like they have like some of them have like a chip on their shoulder, right? But it's like if Jamal Murray has a chip on his left shoulder, the chip's on Jokic's right shoulder, so it balances out. Right. Michael Porter has it on the right shoulder, KCP has it on the left. Like they just complement each other, and it's like, yeah, they're all playing with a chip on their shoulder, but it's on opposite shoulder, so it all balances out.
And I mean, the problem is right now, I think a lot of the people that are playing for Los Angeles, they have that I play for the Lakers mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can say I play for the Lakers, and people are like, "Damn, holy shit!" Just because of the name alone. Mm-hmm. And at this point now, that's not enough. Like maybe early 2010s, late 2000s, yeah, you could have said I play for the Lakers, and that gets you by. Like, the Lakers name alone gets you by. But now,
yeah, 10, 15 years ago, you're good.
But now, I mean, the rest of the NBA is caught up talent wise, so it's like you have people that like LeBron that are a dime a dozen now. Dime a dozen. The problem with the Lakers team is, everybody's always said that you need to get shooters around LeBron. He's so good at facilitating the ball that you need to get shooters in order to help him out the most.
I watched him passing last night, and like he made a few just disgusting passes. I'm like, oh god, what? How do you stop that?
Right, like of all the things that LeBron has done well in his career, his passing and his vision may be the best attribute that he has.
It's just watching him whip the ball across the court. Like if he's just cutting, and the next it's just boom, like it's just gone. Ball's gone.
Which it's crazy to say. And now people, like I said, people are just catching up.
Like LeBron will break your hands if you're not ready to catch that ball.
Right.
He'll also crack your sternum. I've watched some of those passes.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine like just not being ready for it. Just like it just cracks you in the chest.
Yeah. They did a sports science, and the same distance that it goes corner to corner, the 3-point line, LeBron James can throw a ball harder than Tom Brady.
Good night. That's insanity.
Yeah. Same distance. LeBron James is throwing a ball harder than Tom Brady is.
That's insanity. Well, I will say, whoever Denver plays in the finals, I think Denver wins.
I don't know. You cannot count out Jimmy Butler.
I know. Well, hey, I got this series wrong, too. Jimmy Butler and the Heat are up 3-0 on the Celtics.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, ESPN still gives the Heat a 47% chance of winning the series.
That's insane. Like, if you have watched any of this series, there is one glaring thing that separates these two teams. One glaring thing. They both play hard. They can both play defense. They can both score the ball. They both have a superstar. But there's one glaring thing. The Heat play as a team, and the Celtics all want to be the hero.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum wants to be the hero of Boston. Jaylen Brown wants to be the hero in Boston. Marcus Smart wants to be the hero. Grant Williams decided he wanted to mouth off to Jimmy Butler.
That was the wrong choice.
Wrong fucking choice, dude.
For that reason alone, they win the night. Because Jimmy Butler does not want to deal with Grant Williams anymore.
Well, it was from that point forward that Jimmy Butler and the Heat just turned up and bodybagged their shit. It was a game over from there. I think the Celtics had like a lead, like a 10-point lead, 7-point lead, something.
They
like that.
had a massive lead at that point in the game, in game 2. I want to say they were up over 10.
Might have been 17.
It was over 10. I know that for a fact. But literally 5 straight possessions. Jimmy Butler comes down the court, scores on Grant Williams, scores on Grant Williams, scores on Grant Williams. The fifth time down the court in game 2, they switched Grant Williams off of someone else. Jimmy Butler called for a screen to get Grant Williams again. Scored again. Mazzulla called a timeout, took Grant Williams out.
He said, "Nope, we're not doing this."
Yeah, he said, I'm not dealing with this.
I think that's the biggest glaring difference in this series is one team is playing as a team. One team all wants to be the hero.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, Miami just has guys that you wouldn't even expect stepping up and making big-time plays.
I mean, Max Strus and Gabe Vincent shooting like they've been like they
Right.
got 3 Steph Currys on the court at one time.
Right. Gabe Vincent led the team in scoring in game 3. 29 points. 29 points from Gabe Vincent.
Can you tell me where Gabe Vincent was drafted?
He wasn't.
Exactly.
Gabe Vincent wasn't even drafted. Then you have Duncan Robinson giving you 22. Caleb Martin giving you another 18. You know, Jimmy Butler scored 16. He wasn't even the leading scorer. But the very glaring part about it is, to Holman's credit, they play as a team. I think of players that played significant minutes, Duncan Robinson had the lowest plus minus of +6. So it's, I mean, they play very, very efficiently as a team. Now, not having Kevin Love, that is going to hurt for Miami to a certain extent.
Well, dude, I mean, they have Cody Zeller's coming off the bench, giving them quality minutes out there.
Right.
When in the world has Cody Zeller done that?
That's crazy, man.
Cody Zeller might be playing in the NBA Finals. I say might because the series isn't over yet, but Cody Zeller is playing.
But you know, on the same coin of it, we literally just said nobody's ever came back from a 3-0 series before. If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be LeBron. It's not going to be Jason Tatum.
No.
It is not going to be Jason Tatum. This series is as good as done. In 4, I don't know. I think it is done tonight.
I wouldn't shock me.
I think it's done tonight. I think they close it out and they send Boston home, and then they get on a flight, get ready to go play Denver.
Yeah, and like I'm even ruling out the whole like Joe Mazzulla versus Eric Spoelstra like conversation. It's not even close. One is literally the best coach in the Eastern Conference, maybe in the whole league.
Yeah, there's a really good conversation that Spoelstra's the best coach in the league.
I think you have to say he is.
Yeah.
Who else are you gonna put in front of him?
You want to know what's crazy? The last game that Joe Mazzulla played in college, you know who he played?
Jimmy Butler and Marquette.
Jimmy Butler. He played Jimmy Butler in college, and now he's getting roasted by him in the playoffs.
And yeah, I mean, you got Eric Spoelstra, #1 coach in the league, versus Joe Mazzulla,
a guy who took over midway through the season,
who will not be the coach next year.
He's done enough, because this wasn't his team. I mean, they're shit in the bed right now. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Very sloppily.
Well,
I don't think that's a word, but that's the word I'm using.
but then again, this was a roster that Ime Udoka put together, right? I think Joe Mazzulla has at least earned the right to coach next year.
He might not coach after that.
Well, that's a very real possibility, but I think for now he has at least earned the right to be the head coach of the Boston Celtics next year.
Yeah, maybe, and that's why I think AD, like he might be like, you know what, we could use AD, Jaylen Brown in this package.
Yeah,
Lakers probably take that. I don't know, man. I think the Heat are going to close it out here tonight. That's my feeling on this.
I think they are also. They're just.
I was wrong. I admit it. Can't always be right.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, glaring. Heat plays a team.
And I'm wrong the majority of the time. When it comes to predicting shit like this, I am wrong the majority of the time.
Yeah, like the money line and bets things that we did for the NFL.
I am wrong constantly. Constantly, I am wrong. I did not expect this to be 3-0. I did not expect this to be a sweep. A potential sweep.
No, I expected the Celtics to put up a little bit better of a fight. Maybe they do. Maybe they win tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. I gotta catch myself. Jaylen Brown did say, "Don't let us win a game."
Well, Marcus Smart said, "Don't let us get one." Jaylen Brown said, "Don't let us win tonight." Those are bold claims to throw out there into the media.
Right, like, okay, you're meaning to tell me that if you win one game tonight, they're going to be doing nothing but this the whole time. Do not let Jimmy Butler get another game in Boston.
Yeah,
do not do it, because something about Jimmy Butler, he enjoys playing in away stadiums more than he likes playing in Miami.
He loves to be the villain.
He loves being the villain.
Like, the thing is Steph Curry told the team, Game 7 against the Kings, "I got you tonight. Follow me."
Yeah.
Last night, LeBron said, "Follow me. I got this."
If we're losing, I'm like, if we're going down, it's because of me.
But they both backed it up. Steph Curry dropped 50 points in a Game 7. LeBron went out 40 points, damn near a 40-point triple-double.
LeBron got the game-winning shot blocked.
There was a good defensive play by Jamal Murray.
It was
on the help defense.
Incredible defensive play. But LeBron had the opportunity to tie the game, and a good defensive play is why he didn't make it.
Yep. And he almost had a 40-point triple-double. But he backed it up. He said, "Follow me. Let's go do it." Steph Curry said, "Follow me. Let's go do it." And they both backed it up. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, y'all gotta back it up.
Right. You have to back it up at this point. If I'm Jimmy Butler, I'm saying, I'm telling the Heat tonight in the locker room, let's just fucking finish this.
Yeah.
I don't care. Follow me. I'm finishing it tonight.
Yeah. I just I think Denver, whoever they get out of either one of these two teams, I think Denver can beat them offensively. Just what they have going offensively right now, they're shooting lights out. Denver is. Denver's shooting at a crazy clip.
But then again, so is Miami, right?
I agree, but just I think defensively, what Denver could do against Miami. Aaron Gordon was playing very good defense against LeBron James. He could him and Michael Porter being like the longer, lankier, very athletic big that he is, they can kind of rotate that Jimmy Butler assignment. I said the same thing about the Celtics.
You did, yeah. That's why I'm just letting you do your
But like
thing.
my thing is, have you watched any of the series? Like, have you watched any? Okay. How has nobody gathered the fact that Jimmy Butler just wants to drive to the baseline for the mid-range jumper? Like, how are these coaches not watching that on film and still letting him get it every time?
I mean, if you think about it fundamentally, the baseline is where you want to drive someone, because that leaves them nowhere to go.
Unless that's where they want to go.
Right. And then, but it just so happens in this one case, that's where Jimmy Butler wants to go.
But, like, how has the coaching staff done nothing to try to prevent him from getting the shot that he wants?
And that's why, even if Boston happens to win this game tonight, and they're like, "Don't let us win. Do not let us win," Eric Spoelstra will make sure his team is better prepared than Joe Mazzulla will. I'm not trying to, and I'm not trying to talk bad about Joe Mazzulla by any means.
But I'm a brain-dead meatball from Carroll County, Maryland, that can see that that's what Jimmy Butler wants on every offensive possession.
Right.
How the hell is nobody in the coaching staff seeing that and trying to make adjustments to stop it.
It's,
Maybe they are, and maybe Jimmy Butler's just that good that he gets it anyway. Maybe.
I think Jimmy Butler is that good. Is just that good.
He might be. He might be that good that he gets that shot anyway. But like I said, I'm just some idiot meatball. How do I see it and recognize it? But they don't.
I don't know. And again, this is why Miami's going to get it done, because they have that coach that is going to be able to make those adjustments to get them to where they need to be.
Eric Spoelstra's a good coach. Great coach, even.
Eric Spoelstra is just making sure the team is more prepared than Joe Mazzulla is.
What if the Heat get Bronny?
And LeBron goes back?
LeBron goes back.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
How funny would it be if Cleveland gets Bronny? And then Brown says, no, I'm good.
How funny would it be if Orlando gets Bronny? Because LeBron has openly said he refuses to go to Orlando.
That would be funny.
He has said on multiple occasions, I refuse to go to Orlando.
I saw via Ballsack Sports Twitter page, LeBron James is contemplating to go to play basketball at USC. It's a fake Twitter page. It's a mean Twitter page, but it was just so funny. He's like, well, technically he never went to college, so he might have some eligibility.
Right. Hell, J.R. Smith's playing golf right now in college.
That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, he has some eligibility, clearly.
Right. But in the time, I think it was last Thursday or Friday, the NBA lottery did happen. The results are San Antonio gets the number 1 overall pick, and that's really all you need to know. Yeah,
San Antonio had the third best odds, really tied for the first best odds. 1, 2, and 3 all have a 14% chance of winning the lottery. They slid into the number 1. Charlotte, who had the 4th best odds, is picking 2nd. Portland, who has the 5th, is picking 3rd. Houston, who had the 2nd best odds, picking 4th. And Detroit, who had the worst record in the NBA last year, is picking 5th. So, tough for Detroit fans. Cade Cunningham out for the year. The rest of the team sucks. And here you are picking 5th. Don't even have the opportunity to pick Victor Wembanyama. To follow it up, Orlando is picking number 6, Indiana 7, Washington 8, Utah 9, Dallas 10, Chicago is 11, Oklahoma City 12, Toronto 13, and the Pelicans are picking 14th.
Okay.
So, number 1 is a foregone conclusion now at this point. That is going to be Victor Wembanyama. Number 2, that gets a little interesting.
Yeah.
I think Scoot Henderson is the better prospect as opposed to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, you probably sounds familiar because he was involved in that shooting on the campus of Alabama with a teammate.
Mm-hmm.
He was involved in the investigation. He was not involved in the shooting. So that's probably why his name sounds a little familiar. He was also the player of the year in college basketball, I believe.
Yeah, he was the best basketball player.
So there's a lot of conversation between who's going to go 2, who's going to go 3. Will they add another point guard to play along LaMelo Ball, or will they go with a big? I say big. He's like a 3 guard, or he really is a 3 guard. He'd just be your taller guard.
Yeah,
who could also play forward. Portland has openly said it's rumored that Portland is willing to trade the number 3 overall pick to get another star caliber forward to try and give it one more run, I think, with Dame.
Yeah, and they're not going to get it done.
A reported package of Anthony Simons and the number 3 overall pick for a forward. I don't know who that is. That's a great question. Anthony Simons has a pretty large contract, so that gives him a lot of leeway.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody like Paul George wouldn't be too bad. Maybe the Clippers blow it up, hit reset. I don't know who else would be willing to trade a forward, in all honesty.
I mean, the Lakers. Anthony Davis. But there's not really any other forwards that are, like, worth trading for.
Jaylen Brown.
He's a 2.
I think he can play the 3. I think he has the height to play the 3.
You can put him at the 2 or the 3, but
yeah,
probably better at the 2. I don't know. Good luck, Portland.
Yeah, good luck. They are definitely going to fucking need it.
Yeah, that is for damn sure.
But game 4 tonight, Miami versus Boston. I did see that somebody put $50 on a bet. He had Dennis Schroeder, first method of basket as other, and Kevin Love, first method of basket other. $50 bet hit, won $193,000.
Nuts. Absolute nutty.
I think the Dennis Schroeder bet was going for plus 7,400, and I want to say Kevin Love was plus 5,000.
God bless.
Mm-hmm.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice. All right. Let's bounce over to the NFL here real quick. Rest in peace to Jim Brown. Passed away last week.
Arguably the greatest player of all time.
Arguably the greatest player of all time. He was a running back for the Browns. I believe that's who they named it after.
I don't think so.
No?
Mm-mm.
Thought they did.
I don't think so. Because the Browns had the name before Jim Brown got there, I believe. I'm about to fact check that. Pause for station identification. Oh, no, it's for founder Paul Brown.
Paul Brown, that's who it was.
What a poverty franchise that you literally name your team after the owner.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Jim Brown, fantastic running back. Rest in peace. Passed away on Friday. So we'll start with that. But we'll keep it pushing here. I know we have on here the quarterback rankings. We're going to skip on that. We're going to do that Friday.
I never got the opportunity to do my rankings.
But I do want to have the conversation. Dak Prescott or Daniel Jones?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I want to have this conversation today. Dak Prescott or Daniel Jones? I haven't done my research on this either. Okay. Numbers wise.
Well, let's see. Let's see what Daniel Jones did last year. And I'll pull up Dak Prescott as well. So now, in what context are you saying? For your team today?
Who do you feel more comfortable with?
Daniel Jones.
Over the next 3 years to win a championship.
Daniel Jones.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would feel more comfortable with Daniel Jones in all honesty. I know it's kind of crazy to say, right? Because up until Brian Dable got there last year, Daniel Jones was labeled as like a bust, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up stats. Daniel Jones was labeled as a bust. And Dak Prescott was like anointed as like this great quarterback initially, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But if you look at what Dak Prescott has done numbers wise, he has not gotten any better. I mean, yes, this past year he went 8-4 as a starter, threw for a little under 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns. But in those 12 games he started, he threw 15 interceptions.
Yeah.
Which is a career high.
Yes, it is.
Over the last, I forget what the stat is. I want to say over his last 10 games, he's done at least one pick.
I believe it.
So over the last 10 games that he has started, he's done a pick. I mean, if you look at what Daniel Jones has done this past season, he started 16 games, went 9-6-1 as a starter, 3,200 yards passing. He threw for 15 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. Lost 3 fumbles. So, I mean, the touchdown numbers weren't there, but I think everybody also recognized how shitty the receiving core was for the Giants.
Sure.
Which obviously does make it harder. But he also ran for 700 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Fair.
And then Dak, on the other hand, ran for 182 and 1 touchdown.
Dak was never known for his running prowess, though.
Right. That's more so known for Daniel Jones. But if you compare apples to apples, yes, Daniel Jones did play more. He played more games, but he moved the ball more, completed a better percentage of his passes, threw less interceptions, played more games, threw less interceptions.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm tracking.
Had more rushing touchdowns on the ground, Which again, he played more games. He ran for more yards. We also did just recognize that's not Dak Prescott's game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. With all the talent that's in Dallas, you would just think that Dak Prescott would be able to if he was this quarterback that everybody says that he is, this great quarterback, you would expect him to be able to elevate his team more.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is finally getting good coaching. I think you're going to see another step forward. I would say leap for Daniel Jones, but I don't think leap is the right word. I think a step forward is a better thing to say for Daniel Jones. I would take Daniel Jones, in all honesty.
I'm on the other side. I think I'd rather take Dak Prescott. Just looking at the numbers, I understand the interceptions are there. Like Dak Prescott over the last 4 years. Yeah, we'll do over the last 4 years. Since Daniel Jones has been in the NFL in 2019, Dak Prescott 11, 4, 10, and 15. So what are we at?
What's that?
25, 29.
What is this that you're saying?
Interceptions.
Okay.
35. 35 interceptions for Dak Prescott.
Okay, Daniel Jones has done 34.
34, exactly. I mean, granted, Dak was injured in 2020. Broke his leg.
Yeah.
But since then, Daniel Jones' career high was this past year, 3,200 yards. Dak Prescott's thrown for over 4,000 yards twice.
Right.
In that time. I mean, back last year or 2 years ago, I guess, 2021, 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 picks. So, I think the upside of Dak Prescott is a little bit better. I think, I don't know, that Dallas Cowboys team is a little wonky. Jerry Jones is just a wild bastard. And
yeah.
I think I just like what Dak Prescott offers a little bit more than Daniel Jones.
Now, if we're going strictly on a year basis, maybe you can convince me into saying Daniel Jones or Dak Prescott. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm saying for the next 3 years to try to win a championship in the NFC. I mean, they're both playing in the NFC,
right? And Dak Prescott's going to turn 30 this year. He's not going to get any better.
No, he just needs to cut down the turnovers. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he does, cut down with the interceptions. But I like Dak Prescott more than Daniel Jones over the next 3 years. If you swap rosters, you just swap quarterbacks. I think Dak Prescott in New York does better than Daniel Jones in Dallas.
Oh, I disagree. Daniel Jones has no line. The offensive line is terrible.
I still think Dak Prescott does better.
But Dak Prescott would also have no one to throw the ball to.
They're going to have people this year.
You're saying swap rosters this year?
Yeah, swap rosters. For the next 3 years. That's what I'm saying. For the next 3 years, who's your quarterback to try to win a Super Bowl? Dak Prescott or Daniel Jones? So we're talking about for the next 3 years, swap rosters.
I would still rather take Daniel Jones with the Cowboys roster than Dak with the Giants roster.
I would take Dak with the Giants roster.
Number one, I think the Cowboys roster is better to begin with. I don't think anybody will question that.
Yeah, no, 100%. The Cowboys roster is better than the Giants, absolutely.
I just think now it's also tough to say because who knows, that last year just could have been an anomaly from Daniel Jones. In which case, you would rather take the mediocrity of Dak Prescott. You would rather take the high highs and the very low lows that Dak Prescott offers as opposed to the very steady shit play from Daniel Jones, right? And I understand that. And of course I'm making this assumption solely on the fact that Daniel Jones is going to continue to improve, which I think he will. I mean, we saw it with Josh Allen. I think you're going to see it now with Daniel Jones, just the Brian Daboll effect. I would have to go with Daniel Jones, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to make you change your mind. I know you're not trying. It's simply opinionated.
Yeah.
But I would rather have Dak Prescott simply because there's there's more to go off of. You've seen the consistency. You've seen the many interceptions that he throws in a year. You've also seen the lesser interceptions. He's a professional. Like, not that Daniel Jones isn't. Like, you never hear anything about Daniel Jones in the media.
You know what you're getting as far, like, if you're sending Dak Prescott out to be your starter, you know what your floor is.
Mm-hmm.
You know there's a very real possibility that you could score 35 today. There's also a very real possibility that he's sending 21 heading in the opposite direction.
Yep.
When it comes to Daniel Jones, you know this is probably going to be a defensive shootout. Or a defensive stalemate. That's probably
but you know that your offense probably isn't going to average anything more than 22 points a game.
But on days where Daniel Jones gets the opportunity to throw for a touchdown and runs for another 2, if the defense holds up well enough, I think that...
I don't know what that
Neither do
was.
I. I think the upside with Daniel Jones is much, much better. I think a Daniel Jones-led offense has a higher ceiling.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, if you're going off upside, absolutely. He's younger. He's more talented. He's more dynamic. Well, maybe not more talented, but more dynamic.
I'll also say this. Daniel Jones is a first-round pick for a reason.
Yeah.
I get it. It's 4 years in. Last year was his best.
Zach Wilson was a first-round pick.
Right.
People miss.
Right. But then again, there's a reason why Dak Prescott fell to the 4th round.
Tom Brady was drafted 199th.
That's different. Tom Brady's different.
But is it? I understand we're saying Dak Prescott and Tom Brady now, but like Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, drafted 199th overall.
Right. Well, I mean, the position that Dak Prescott was drafted into, he was drafted into a team that, yes, they did pick 4th in that year's draft because they got Zeke, but that was a team that was built and ready to continue to win because they still had Tony Romo. Right? So, he steps into a starting lineup where the offensive line is the best in the league. Like, unquestioned the best in the league at the time. So, he doesn't really have to worry about the protection breaking down. But now that it's kind of worn away from that and it's more so his team, have they had success? Yes, of course they've had success, but he has struggled along the way. And I just don't see I don't see the numbers getting any better if he was the quarterback of my team. I'm
not saying he's going to get better, but I would rather have Dak.
And I understand why you do say that. I do. Like I get it.
Consistent.
Consistency is key, and I understand that. And I'm going off the fact that I think Daniel Jones is going to continue to improve. I don't see the improvements coming from Dak Prescott.
I don't even know if I see a ton of improvements coming out of Daniel Jones.
Year 2 in this, having more receivers is going to help.
Sure,
that's gonna make the numbers look better. He's not going to have Richie James as the number 1 wide receiver all year, which Lamar Jackson would have killed for last year. I think you're going to continue to see his numbers get better. From his last year without Brian Dable to this past year, the numbers took a substantial jump across the board. Really, the only thing that really stayed the same was the amount of fumbles that he lost, which was 3. Which that's still not even terrible.
But there was a lot of games this season where Brian Dable, they were like, "Hey, we're going to play defense and run the football. We're going to take the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands." Few times a game, we might let him show it off.
And maybe that was just because of the fact that they didn't have anybody they can really rely on to catch the ball, which isn't Daniel Jones' fault.
But I'll say I think Daniel Jones still has training wheels on, whereas Dak Prescott's riding a 2-wheeled bike. Maybe not well, but he is riding it.
He may fall down every 30 feet or so, but he
is riding it.
Yeah, he is riding it. And, maybe there is the possibility they do take the training wheels off of Daniel Jones this year.
Potentially. We're arguing which mediocre quarterback would you rather have.
Right.
The answer to that is I would rather have Jacoby Brissett.
Sam Howell.
I'd rather have Sam Howell too. Sure, why not?
Yeah. The Daniel Jones slander that he gets, maybe the contract was high for what he's done in his career so far.
Yeah, $40 million for a year that for a guy that I thought it was going to be traded.
Yeah, I mean, you said Tyrod Taylor was going to take over halfway through the year.
Granted, I think that was one of like my bold prediction things.
Yeah. I think Brian Dable's finally got him on the right track. I think you're going to see a solid starter now out of Daniel Jones. He may not be this, masterclass of a quarterback.
He's not going to be a world beater. He's not going to be in the echelon of Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen.
You know what I think is probably going to be a very, very good comparison for him? Because he will have games where he's very, very good. He will have games where he's very, very bad.
I think I know who you're going to say.
But for the most part, he's going to ride very even. He is going to be a more athletic version of Joe Flacco.
I thought you were going to go with Carson Wentz.
No, I think Daniel Jones is better than Carson Wentz.
Well, Carson Wentz did almost win an MVP before he had vertebrae broken.
That's very true. But I think just the even keel, number one, the even keel mentality, but he's always just going to be right here.
Sometimes you look at him, you're like, there's no thought behind those eyes, is there?
Exactly. You look at Daniel Jones and you're just like, are you like even thinking of something right now?
Are you with us?
Are you even here? Or is your bell still fucking wrong from when he got hit the last play? But, with Daniel Jones, same thing with Joe Flacco. You have games where he's like, boom, and then next week will be,
Yeah, there's games where Joe Flacco looks like, damn, all right, we might have him. And then 2 plays later, he's belting Saquon Barkley in the ankles with a pass.
You'll have games where he throws for 5 touchdowns in the first 15 minutes of the game, and then you'll also have games where he completes 4 passes for 70 yards. And that's okay, because that's what you're rocking with.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. I still think I'd rather have Dak Prescott than Daniel Jones, but we're arguing over which mediocre quarterback would you rather have.
Right, and all you and I are doing is we're just making points of why we would take the person that we're taking. We're not doing anything to attempt to sway either one of us in the opposite direction.
No,
we're just getting further entrenched into our own ways, which that's okay. That's just the opinions that you and I have, right? So that just is what it is.
It is what it is. But we mentioned Saquon Barkley. He did turn down a $14 million a year offer from the New York Giants.
Yeah, I really think that Saquon wants to be paid somewhere. I already marked him. He wants to be paid in the same neighborhood of what Christian McCaffrey's making, which I haven't been on this website in a while. Or the cap.
Stop the cap.
I want to say Christian McCaffrey's making somewhere in the neighborhood of $18 million.
I thought it was like 16, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
How much cap space the Rams got?
$2.
$11 million.
I was close.
Yeah, you were close.
I was close.
Who are we talking about here? San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Out of here.
You want that number 18 Roquan jersey there?
It's irrelevant now.
It's irrelevant. I think he's like making 16.
Where is he?
C-Mac.
This year he's making 1.
Okay.
So way to go, Saquon. He could have made more money than Christian McCaffrey. No, I want to say that
I think his average annual was probably like 16.
Yeah, heading into this year he's making 1. Next year, the next 2 years, 24 and 25, he'll make 11 and 12 respectively.
All right.
Cap hits of $14 million plus. I don't know how the hell they finessed this contract.
I don't either. They have no idea. But I think I don't know, as a running back, if you're getting offered a $14 million a year contract, I think you got to take it. Running backs don't typically get a second lucrative contract because running backs are a dime a dozen. I don't like that.
How the hell did he finesse the fucking 49ers like this?
I have no idea. His agent is a G. That's why.
Oh, because they moved the majority of it over to a signing bonus. Because he's getting $12 million as a signing bonus this upcoming year.
There you go.
That makes more sense.
But running backs don't typically get that second contract that's super lucrative. So if you're getting a $14 million a year contract, It's probably the most you're gonna see as a running back, unless you're a stud.
Right. But that's just what he wants. I don't think it's very wise.
I think he should just take the 14, but I don't know. I'm not in charge of that department. I think 14 a year is very fair.
14 a year puts him third behind Alvin Kamara.
I don't think that's that bad.
Neither do I.
You're making more than Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry,
Nick Chubb,
Chubb.
Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs. I was about to say Saquon Barkley. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's a very fair contract from the Giants for Saquon Barkley. I think he'll eventually kind of loop back around and take that.
He better, or he's been playing his way on the tag this year, and he'll find his way out of New York next year.
Well, Austin Eckler is going to be playing for the Chargers this year. He was a guy that requested a trade because they didn't want to re-sign him. Ultimately, had no trade market. Now he's going to be playing for the Chargers again.
And I'm sure there was a trade market for Austin Eckler. It just probably was nowhere near in the conversation of what the Chargers wanted.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they wanted a fortune.
Yeah. Justifiably, like I understand why you would, but like on the same coin, you literally just discussed it. Running backs don't have that long shelf anymore.
No.
They never really have, and even so, it's just become an increasingly devalued position as time has gone on in the NFL,
Yeah, it absolutely has. It's a shame because who doesn't love a good running back?
Right. They're very valuable. They're, huge fan favorites. Like J.K. Dobbins is one of my favorite. I have a fucking J.K. Dobbins jersey hanging up in the closet right now.
Yeah, hopefully Monken gets this man the ball. Makes him happy.
He will.
He's a very unhappy fellow right now.
He will. What is the name of the guy who just got drafted out of Georgia?
Kenny McIntosh.
That's it. Thank you. Kenny McCormick. Who is that?
No idea.
Come on, you fucker. He ran for 700 yards this past year. But then again, Kenny McIntosh was a 7th round pick. J.K. Dobbins was a second round pick. Potentially could have been a 1st round pick. So, the talent gap is definitely, vast. But on the flip side of that, even though he ran for 700 yards, he caught 400. So he had over 1,100 yards of production.
Unit.
Yeah. So I think he will get the ball. Honest. What about Zamir White? What the hell did he do?
Well, there was it was him and was it Cook? Yeah, it's James Cook too.
James Cook went to Florida State.
Did he?
I believe.
No, there was Dalvin Cook.
Why do you not give me stats for Zamir White?
He doesn't exist. He's a figment of your imagination.
Okay, well, we'll try James Cook then.
Pretty sure James Cook went to Georgia and Dalvin Cook went to Florida State.
I know Dalvin went to Florida State. Georgia. Okay, you were right.
I know some things. I don't know everything.
Don't know much, but I do know some things. 2021, James Cook ran for 700 yards.
Pretty consistent.
Yeah, so again, James Cook was a little bit more known as a more dynamic back. J.K. Dobbins has established himself as that workhorse guy.
Sure.
So I don't think we'll have an issue with making sure he gets the ball and that he's happy by the end of the year.
Yeah, hey, we'll find out. OTAs are here. I know the Ravens are participating in their OTAs. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson was not there day 1. He was there day 2 today.
Yes.
Everyone just settle down.
Calm down. It's okay.
It's going to be okay. He's getting the reps in. Everything's fine.
Yeah, don't get too bad out of shape that he wasn't there for day 1. This is not a big deal. People miss day 1 of OTAs all the time.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've seen a few videos of some receivers running routes like Zay Flowers. God bless, does he look good? Might have to get his jersey.
Do you think?
I'm thinking about it.
I think I'm moving off of it.
Not getting it?
Mm-mm.
You gonna get the number 0 Roquan?
No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I might just hold off and wait to buy someone else's. Oh, DeMar Hamlin was back in practice today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for DeMar.
Did individual drills.
Okay, well, that's fine. But in the final news for the NFL, there's a lot of rumors this offseason around DeAndre Hopkins being traded. Ravens being one of them. DeAndre Hopkins has spoke up and said there was a list of quarterbacks that he would like to play with.
Yeah, one of those quarterbacks was Lamar Jackson. I would want to say the other one was Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. I don't know who the last one was.
I was hoping you had this.
I wasn't prepared at all. I'm getting there. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm looking for it.
No. Find it now.
Oh, I literally had to click on the next fucking article.
Dingbat.
I know. Did I just scroll past it? I did. Oh, right here. Lamar, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes.
Interesting.
Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar. Yeah. 5
quarterbacks.
Yes.
My man knows talent when he sees it.
Yeah. He also said he wants to play for stable organizations. The Ravens definitely being one of them, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Just not the dumpster fire that Arizona is.
Ugh, yeah, they're not great.
No, they're fucking in rough spots.
But just to check in real quick, Orioles are chaos.
Still.
Can't clip these wings. Second best record.
Okay, what did you think of the City Connect jerseys? They got revealed yesterday. I'm sure if you're an Orioles fan and you have a Twitter or an Instagram or a Facebook, I'm sure it was on Facebook, I just didn't see it. You saw the City Connect jerseys that the Orioles will be wearing this Friday night against the Texas Rangers. What are your opinions on the jerseys, on the uniforms?
Has a great meaning behind them.
Okay.
The story is fantastic. See, I see what they're trying to do. It's a great story. On the outside, this is what it looks like. But on the inside, this is what Baltimore actually has to offer. And then you get a little touch of the color and everything. They suck.
I liked them.
I think they suck.
I liked them.
I like the hat. I like the bee. Suck. I mean, I hate it.
I mean, I think it's. I mean, you know, the expectations I think were so high with it. They could have done a lot with it. You know, Maryland flag.
Well, understand it's a City Connect, not the State Connect or whatever. Like,
right.
I get it, but there's so much more. Like, you could have given me like a Jimmy Seafood logo one, and I would have been happier than with this. Like, I'm serious. They could have done so much better. They're so plain. They're just black with some white lettering and some colors on the inside of the collar and on the inside of the sleeve that you have to roll up anyway. But even if you go and buy the City Connect jerseys, what you buy is different than what's on the field. They're like, I don't see as much color on the ones that you can buy. From what I saw.
I think they're the same thing.
From what I saw, they were a little bit different, but they're just so bland. Like, we already have black jerseys. We could have done something a little bit better. Maybe some purple in there for the Ravens. I don't know, like the City Connect. I think they could have done better. I think they're just bland.
I liked them, though. I mean, you know, Baltimore's not this flashy city. You know?
No, I mean, it's tough and gritty, and I get that. Like, we are a blue-collar city, but, like...
And I think they did a really good job of capturing that in the jerseys, that we are just a tough, gritty city. It's not flashy unless you're in West Baltimore. Get that? Because, like...
Yeah, I got it.
I thought it was funny. He didn't laugh, so fuck you. But, I mean, I like him. I think the logo on the hat for the bee, I think that's a really good touch.
I like the hat. That's all I like.
I like them.
They're just so underwhelming.
I mean, again, you know, the expectations were so high because if you look at every other teams, they look great. Fucking Boston's wearing baby blue and yellow, for crying out loud.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it. Expectations were high because every other team has done such a drastic change. But for what it is, for what Baltimore is, I like them.
Like they just could have done something better.
But keep in mind, these aren't new jerseys. They're only wearing them sporadically.
No, I know. Like it's only going to be probably a few games a season.
I have a white Orioles jersey. I have a gray one. I would like to get a black one. Would not mind getting an orange one. That is one that I will not buy, but I like it.
I'm not a fan. I just think they could have done better.
I mean, I think they could have done better too, but for what it is, for what they did, reading on the meaning behind it, it made it make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great story. Like, I see what you did underneath. Like, oh, like underneath, this is what we are, and like that's where the colors come. I get it. It makes sense. Like, I see it. But it's a jersey. No one sees the inside of the jersey. It's a great story. It makes no fucking sense.
Doesn't have to make sense when you haven't even lost 20 games yet.
I mean, it's fair. That's fine, but I get it. We have the second best record in the league, and we're playing phenomenal baseball. Now we're going up to New York, and we're going to take on the Brooklyn Bombers. Bronx Bombers, Brooklyn Bombers,
I'll say
shitheads.
I'll say Bronx is where they are.
I don't give a shit about them. Yankees suck.
Maybe it was just the Angelos boys not wanting to spend a lot of money on jerseys.
Yeah, well, Christ, they don't want to spend money anyway.
Right, so maybe they're just
We
being
probably
cheap.
won't even re-sign fucking Adley because they don't want to spend money.
No, they will. They'll get out of there.
I will not cheer for the Orioles anymore if they do not re-sign Adley Rutschman.
They will. Don't worry.
I do worry.
There's nothing to worry about. We're winning. Winning cures all at the moment.
I know,
Everything's
but
fine.
that's why I'm saying if we do not re-sign Adley Rutschman,
But we still have
I know we have time.
we still have so much control over it.
I am very aware. There's time.
We're okay. Don't you worry.
I do worry.
Don't worry, Pooh Bear.
I worry less about the Ravens. But I do worry about the Orioles. And
I
I'm
think-
not saying from a standpoint of that we're not playing like good baseball now because we are. We're playing great baseball now.
I think the Orioles might give me more anxiety than the fucking Ravens do.
And the Ravens have already shaved 10 years off my life.
I know, because like at this point now, like the Orioles have been so bad, like in recent memory, they've been so fucking bad. Now they're good. They're like,
Here we go.
there we go. And like any minor thing that happens that isn't like a good thing is like
A drastic setback.
right. It's like terrible. Like Austin Voth comes in and blows a 3-run lead, and we still end up winning the game. People
Like
go,
the guy from Waterboy. Oh no, we suck again.
yeah. You're like, God damn it. Why the fuck does this always happen to us? But I did see that somebody did like a power rankings on CBS Sports about just like every single team. Since the Orioles we're 4-5, 9 games into the fucking season, they've been the best team in baseball by 2.5 games. 2.5 games. Right now, they've closed the gap. They're only 3 games back of Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
They cut that gap back big time. I think Baltimore baseball is here. I think it's here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere. And guess what? We're fucking back, baby.
Yeah, we're doing the damn thing.
We are fucking back.
If we could just get some better City Connect jerseys.
Well, we won't wear them often, so you don't got to look at them too much. You ain't going to the game on Friday anyway. You ain't even going to watch the game on Friday. What does it matter?
I can't.
I know.
YouTube TV doesn't have MASN.
Oh, but guess who does? Xfinity Stream.
I don't have Xfinity.
Ooh. I got you, baby boy.
Okay.
We can watch the game Friday if you so choose.
Okay.
Also, Derby, past Saturday, Steph picked the winning horse.
Nice. Shout out Steph. Way to go,
Yes.
Steph.
Yes, she did great. We all sat there in at her mom's in the little garage hangout spot that they got. Watched the Derby. My horse came in second.
Unreal.
Unreal. I know. We didn't put any money on it. We should have, but
Shout out to the Preakness.
shout out to Preakness.
Didn't watch it. Didn't bet on it. That's what it is.
Clearly didn't care.
Didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that. I had to give my girl her flowers.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely do.
had to give her credit where credit is due.
Absolutely. Well, let's get on out of here, buddy. Big dog. Let's
Yep.
get the week going. Hopefully we can get to Friday unscathed
In one piece.
in one piece. That's the plan.
That's all.
That was not planned.
I know that was not planned at all.
I know I said that's the plan, but like
This was not the plan.
that was not the plan.
No.
God, we're too damn good. All right. Y'all have a safe week. Make good choices, and we'll see you guys on Friday.
Yep. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.